Hey everybody, good morning. This is James W. Falcon, and I know you're probably going to think this is the weirdest video ever. I am just getting up. Literally, I made that quintessential trip to the bathroom, and I'm sitting here, kind of somewhat dazed still from a night of dreams and all kind of things, and I'm trying to get it together here so I can get ready to go to work. I missed something. I missed something incredibly important, and I'm kind of down on myself about that. Nonetheless, let's do a recovery and move on. On September 10th, so which was not yesterday, obviously, but the previous Sunday was National Suicide Prevention Day. If you weren't aware that there was such a thing, well, now you are, and that's important. And I wanted to, as a man, talk to men about this fact just briefly. Very personal video. Hope you don't mind. I haven't done anything. Haven't done anything to the head. The dome is a wreck. I'm sure I have sleep in the corner of my eyes if I took these glasses off. But this has been on my mind for several days. So who wakes up and thinks about this? The guy committed to talking to men about enhancing their relationships. That's who does that. Somebody like me. I don't know whether that makes me special or stupid, but and nonetheless, I hope you hear me. I hope you hear me, and I hope you hear me clearly whenever it is that you watch this video. With that in mind, here are some stats for you. Here are some stats. On average, there are 121 suicides every single day. The annual adjusted suicide rate is 13.26 per 10,000 people. Men die by suicide 3.5 times more than women. White males account for 7 of 10 suicides. The rate of suicide is highest in middle age among men, particularly white men, the stat says. A couple of things. Number one, when men speak is not gender specific, it's not, it doesn't pigeonhole any particular group. Obviously, it's about what I say as a man to men, but any and everybody can benefit from the information that we, my partner and I, want to share on this. So while it's a men's forum, we want women to listen, to participate, to give us feedback. But I want to talk to the men right now, and I want to make this statement. This When Men Speak is definitely, I'm an African American man, but this is not a message only to African American men. This is a message to men, and here's a day and time that I'm going to prove that. I want to talk to my white brothers out there, to the white men that are listening to this broadcast that may feel like you're at one of these places. Obviously, to the men of all colors, but I want to speak to my white brothers out there for a second. Whatever's going on in your head and whatever's going on in your heart concerning the frustrations that life has presented to you, please do not harm yourself. Please. To all my brothers out there, white, black, doesn't matter what color, what culture you're from, please hear me. Do not harm yourselves. Do not harm anybody else. Get help, and get help immediately if you feel like you've kind of reached the end of the line. And that is really, really important. I will share with you my story on a much later broadcast. But I've been there. I've been there. I've been there in a sense of thinking, man, this does not ever seem like it's going to get better. I've been there in a sense of trying to figure out, well, how in the heck did I get in this particular situation? I never dreamed I would be here. This is not part of my plan. As I thought about my life during these ages, it seems much worse. I am disappointed in myself. Whatever the record is that's been playing And a record, by the way, is what we used to press music on, for those of you that are way too young to know what a record is. But anyway, it's beside the point. When that voice is playing in your head and it's telling you that you've washed up, you've washed out, you haven't made any significant strides, then I want to point you to this. In everything I do, I try to be real. I try to be practical. You can call 1-800-273-8255. 1-800-273-8255. I'm looking down at my tab right now. That is the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. It is in all of my materials, all of my electronic posts on all of my websites. That number is there. I've used it. They not only provide intervention for suicide, but they provide counseling for just about anything that could trouble you. So there is the prevention, and then there is the ongoing health. They will talk to you right then and there over the phone. And if you need to, they will then patch you into a counseling organization or service in your respective area. 1-800-273-8255, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is what it's called. Men, hear me. Whatever you're dealing with, whatever you're going through, it can get better. You can experience a difference. You can experience a change, but you will not experience the change if you carry through on the plans that you are developing in your head. Please don't. People love you in this life. People care about you in this life. It may not seem like it. It may not sound like it. You may not have any evidence of that as of yet, but trust me, I am living proof. 7 years later, next month it'll be 7 to the T. 7 years I've been at this, encouraging men to make stands and to stand strong and to be encouraged and to hang in there, because I had my meltdown in October of 2010. I'm telling you from experience. This is not something I do because I like, just because I like doing it. I love this process. I love when men speak in the messaging and the idea of encouraging men as a man. I love that. But it was born out of my own personal struggles, my own trials, tears, frustration, inadequacies, disappointments, heartbreaks, headaches, etc., etc., etc. I think you get the point. So this is very personal to me. You are the reason When Men Speak exists. Everything I do in my encouragement-based network, it's because you matter enough to me. When I built this thing in 2010, what I wanted to do was to talk to the James W. Falcons of the world. I wanted to speak to them. I wanted to reach them. I wanted to have a message for them, to tell them to hang in there. I sympathize and I empathize with your pain. I do. It's not just talk. I know what it feels like to seemingly have everything at your disposal and you still feel empty. I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like to have nothing. I'll tell you a story of how I lived in a house for 8 months with no gas and electricity. I can talk to you on those levels, unfortunately. And I survived. Not only did I survive, but I am the stronger because of that. And men of all colors watching this video, listen, I'm serious. Nobody gets up with this stuff on their minds. Rarely. And most of the time, people that do exactly what they're thinking. I'm getting up with you in mind and with prevention in mind. And I want you to know that your presence on this planet matters, and I need you to give yourself more time. Call the number if you need to. This is James W. Falcon. I got to get out of here and go to work. Hopefully you are getting up and getting yourself ready to get out here and make a difference in this thing called life. Until the next time I get a chance to be in front of you, Be blessed, my friend, and may everybody that's connected to you be blessed as well. Take care.